Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Duke-UNICEF Innovation Accelerator Pitch Event and Innovator Showcase. My name is Matt Nash. I'm the Managing Director of Social Innovation for the Duke Innovation and Entrepreneurship Initiative. This is the grand finale of our week-long forum on social innovation, our second annual that brings together voices from around the world and across the sectors to deepen the conversation on social innovation's role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. A big part of the virtual forum is to celebrate the work of the social entrepreneurs participating in the Duke-UNICEF Innovation Accelerator. And today we're going to cap off our conference by introducing you to this incredible group of change makers. As you may know, the Accelerator combines Duke's extensive experience in social entrepreneurship research and education with UNICEF's 70-year history of innovating for global children to support social entrepreneurs solving the most critical issues facing children. Our first two cohorts consist of innovators tackling issues in menstrual health and hygiene and equitable sanitation and hygiene across Africa. While the specific focus of the Accelerator is SDG 6, our innovators' impact cross-cuts many of the SDGs. Through the Accelerator curriculum, both cohorts have been through a gauntlet of skill-building webinars, exercises, and coaching and mentoring from Duke and UNICEF staff and our extended network to create their plans for scaling social impact. Our cohorts have also been practicing their pitches, so we're excited to have you here today to show them off. But now, before we wow you with those, we're honored to share some prepared remarks from President of Duke University, President Vincent Price.
Hello, I am delighted to welcome you all to the Duke-UNICEF Innovation Accelerator. I'd like to begin by thanking Duke-INE, UNICEF, our partners, and the first two cohorts of innovators. This exciting partnership realizes one of Duke's most important priorities: to empower the boldest and the brightest thinkers to solve the world's most pressing challenges. These two accelerator cohorts are poised to better the lives of girls and women around the world. And through collaboration and mentorship, we look forward to engaging Duke students and faculty in this important work. We are honored to welcome the participants to Duke. Thank you and welcome.
Well, such a pleasure to hear from President Price. We thank him and his staff for helping to prepare those remarks. As he mentioned, the Accelerator also creates opportunities for Duke students and faculty to work with our innovators on special projects. And certainly we wouldn't be in the same place without the generous time and insights, without our mentors from all sectors and geographies. So those of you who are joining us as part of our mentor network, thank you so much for all your service. Together, our first two cohorts have reached over 5 million people with wash products and services, an incredible number for just a small handful of social entrepreneurs. We continue to be inspired by the Accelerator innovators' commitment to create change for children across the continent and beyond, and we know you will be too. Echoing President Price, I'd also like to thank UNICEF and UNICEF USA for their partnership on this powerful, game-changing venture. And I'd also like to spend a special thank you to all of our generous donors, and especially to Selwyn Razor and Katie and Aaron and Rico for helping to make this all possible. We couldn't do this without you. And finally, thank you to all of you joining us for spending your Friday morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you find yourself, with us. We hope that you are as blown away with our social innovators as we are. So with that, we're going to get to the pitches. Let me tell you a little bit how we're going to do this. Today, we have 10 innovator pitches, and you will actually have the opportunity to hear 5 of those. The way it'll work is we're going to have 2 rounds of pitches with 2 separate breakout rooms and in each round, you're going to choose which breakout you're going to go to. In round 1, you can choose from either group A or group B. In group A, we have WowMam, TIEP, Femme International. And in group B, we'll have Kadame Mart, LVCT, and Toilet Pride. And you should have I believe the lookbook will be posted on chat if you've not already familiarized yourself with those innovators. What will happen is once we break into groups A and B, each innovator team will have up to 5 minutes to pitch, And then we'll have 3 minutes for question and answers, which is where the chat box will come in. And we're also going to post a survey that you can use to also add comments along the way so we can share those directly with our innovators. So here you see round one, group A and group B. And again, the questions and answers will be moderated by a staff member in each room. And so your contributions will be in chat, and the moderator will do the best in the brief time we have available to pose those. Otherwise, we'll be sharing those all directly with the innovators. In that survey, you'll also be able to identify if you'd like to be able to follow up and connect directly with any of the innovators. There's a place in the survey to note that. What's going to happen in the first round, after all 3 teams have pitched, we're going to come back into this main plenary and then choose your own adventure for our next round, which will be round 2, which will have, both rooms will have 2 innovators each.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Penina Ndegwa. I'm the founder and the managing director of VOMOM. VOMOM is a social enterprise that advocates for children-friendly cities. Our joy is to see children and their caregivers thriving in the cities that they're growing up in. But unfortunately, we are far from reaching that goal because children are growing up amidst deprivation of basic sanitation facilities. As you walk in the streets of Nairobi, you will see a lot of soiled diapers on the street. And for us, this is an indicator of children contributing to open defecation challenge in Nairobi. Is it because we do not have adequate public toilets that we have a lot of soiled diapers on the street? The answer is no. We do actually have well-distributed public toilets in Nairobi CBD, but unfortunately, they do not cater for the children and the toddlers. And that means that the caregivers are always stranded when it comes to changing their diapers, children's diapers when they're in public spaces. One particular time, I happened to be traveling with my baby, which was 2 years then, and I was using public transportation in Nairobi. And the need for me changing her diaper arose. And I was so stranded thinking of where I could access a sanitary, dignified, and a private space where I could change my baby. I had to actually walk for 1 kilometer and spend $2 to buy coffee that I did not need and take advantage of that time to change my baby's diaper. And then that's when it dawned on me, what do other caregivers do? For $2 in her household, that is something that can actually feed a family. That is enough money for a caregiver to access job for 2 days for using public transportation. And as a caregiver, I'm deeply concerned to just see that children are not able to enjoy plethora activities just because of this deprivation. So we decided to dive deeper into the problem, and we initiated a feasibility study to just try to understand deeper how into the experiences that the caregivers experience. And we found out that 84% of caregivers avoid traveling with children due to lack of baby changing stations. As an urban planner, this is unacceptable. We need to increase accessibility of services to the people. And actually, when they change diapers in the crowded spaces, most of them are forced to walk with them home or dispose them on the streets. And you can imagine the implication of that to the water system. Our solution is simple. We are restoring dignity of children by ensuring that they are provided with adequate baby changing facilities that meet their sanitation needs and also those of caregivers. As we always say, there's never a child alone. It's always a child and a caregiver. So during our survey, we analyzed the public toilets in Nairobi CBD, and we analyzed the space that is available to retrofit a baby changing station. So basically, we'll be installing these the 3 models of baby changing facilities in all public toilets in Nairobi CBD. So how we are going to roll out our solution? We are going to install the baby changing station, and then we are going to ensure that we provide a safe diaper disposal to avoid all that littering of the streets and water contamination. We also install the signages to ensure that now caregivers can be able to determine the toilet that has baby changing facilities. And then also we are going to come up with an app that caregivers can easily be able to identify the nearest baby changing station. And then finally, we are going to launch our campaigns on hand washing to sensitize caregivers on safe FISO disposal and also of hand washing among children and caregivers. So by just implementing this project, you're going to see a lot of diapers at approximately 54 million of soiled diapers safely disposed daily. And that means we are going to have cleaner streets, the children's dignity is going to be restored. Governments are going to be able to come up with standards that are going to guide how they implement their public toilets. And of course, the general well-being of the whole community. But we cannot do this alone. That's why we are asking for your help. We are looking for $300,000, and this money will go to app development and installation of 3,000 public toilets, installation of 3,000 baby changing facilities. And then we'll also come up with a policy that is going to guide governments, both national and county, on maintenance of and design of public toilets, and also launch our own Wow Mom toilet franchise to cater for the unmet needs. And to do that, we'll be enabled by this amazing team from Wow Mom. And I'm so happy to share more information with you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Penina. Fantastic.
Hello, my name is Felix Mangiogote. I'm a co-founder and CEO of Tanzania Young Eco Protection, a social enterprise committed to pioneering solutions to water and climate challenges, as well as improving the quality of life for people. Today, I'm going to share you more about our innovation. But before I take you through our innovation, just imagine of a community or a school that depends on this source of water. Next slide, please. So just try to imagine this is a school that depends on this source of water. The water seems to be contaminated with either the fecal matters, virus, fungi, and several bacterial infections. Next slide. Now, in Tanzania, about 60 to 80% of the diseases affecting children that requires hospital admission related to water sanitation and hygiene. In 2019, there were about 18,500 diarrhea-related deaths. In 2020, there were about 36,000 deaths that related to acute respiratory infection, including COVID. Next slide. So at TIEP, we have come up with a solution, and that is the Magitap. Magitap is a foot pedal operated hand washing station for filtered clean running water and liquid soap. Next slide. And this is how the Magitap works. The Magitap is operated hands-free and fitted with 2 pedals. One pedal, when clutched, releases water, and the other pedal, when clutched, releases liquid soap. The system is built in with a simple filtration system as an option to virtually clean dirty water and removes impurities using the nanomaterials. Next slide. So our value proposition, our product is made up by youth 100%. And before the production, we had to understand the market through our customer reviews and focus group. We are also working to expand our reach by leveraging new platforms and approaches. Next slide, please. And this is how our business model looks. So once we have a grant from the investor or a donor, we manufacture the Magitaps and sell them to the public schools. The schools has to pay back to our organization on the monthly basis. So we believe now, if the school have the Magitap or these hand washing stations, the children have improved the health learning environment. As a result, the children will have increased the school attendances, increased the academic performances as well. Next slide. So our market size. So our market size, we consider our market size as our opportunity. So with our Magitap, we are looking forward to reach about 2,700 schools, and this makes about 87% of our total market. We are also looking forward to reach about 300 hospitals, health centers, dispensaries, and clinics, and this makes about 9.7% of our market. We're also looking forward to reach about 100 public markets, and this makes about 3.3% of our market. Next slide. So our impact to date. So with our product, we have been managed to manufacture 120 hand washing stations and managed to reach 30 schools, impacting 9,000 children. We have also managed to reduce about 40% of the wash-related morbidities and managed to create 11 jobs, making about or raising about $20,000. Next slide. So we are very ambitious and we want to grow. Our goal by 2023, we are looking forward to manufacture 1,000 hand washing stations and looking forward to impact about 80,000 people, as well as raising $135,000. And this is why we are requesting you now to help us with $100,000 grant to reach this goal. Next slide. So, and this is how we are going to use the funds. We are looking forward to use the requested funds on 4 key strategic initiatives. We are looking forward to spend $10,000 on marketing and training, and also spend $55,000 on product development. We are also looking forward to spend $20,000 on investment and management, as well as $15,000 on direct financing of our systems. Next slide. So we have a motivated team that is join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Florence Akara. I'm the director at FEM International. I'm joined by Jennifer Rubli, our M&E and research coordinator. So the menstrual experience is a huge blow. It's a 1-2 punch every month in communities where menstrual education and resources are lacking. And this hasn't changed since my grandmother's time, despite the growth in programming over the last decade. The future of universal equitable menstruation can be achieved through the Twende initiative. Twende is a Swahili word meaning let's go. It implies our readiness to go out to achieve menstrual equity after 8 years of experience and after engaging with over 16,000 of our beneficiaries and their communities. Based on our data, menstruation is a multifaceted problem across multiple domains. In East Africa, it's expensive, costing about $2.50. The same amount can purchase food for families, and it leads to a food versus menstruation dilemma for those who can't afford it. Additionally, the most available product is the single-use disposable pad, which is a recurring monthly expense that offers no alternatives. Disposable pads are also bad for the environment. They pollute the soil, water, and air, depending on how they're disposed of. Our target market includes 71% menstruators who are forced to innovate alternative, usually unsanitary menstrual products from leaves, cow dung, and mattress stuffings, just to avoid the food versus menstruation dilemma. We've designed a model to reach people with accessibility issues, people who are outcast, and also partner with NGOs and community groups in order to achieve our shared goals. As I said before, menstruation is a multifaceted problem. So a one-size-fits-all solution is not practical. Twende takes from already effective tools implemented over the past 8 years in our nonprofit programming and participatory iteration with the beneficiaries and their families to create an adoptive holistic model. And Twende uses 2 vehicles, reusable products and a community-based approach, placing ambassadors at the forefront. Twende ambassadors are women who are based in the community. They're trained to implement menstrual, sexual, reproductive health workshops for entire communities, including men. They build support systems with local government stakeholders, creating both an and initial investment and interest from the community members. Twende ambassadors earn a commission from menstrual product sales, which they drive through market activations, roadshows, and community meetings. They leverage partnerships with businesses and community lending groups in order to allow payment plans which fit everyone's need, avoiding the burden of the upfront costs of menstruation. We currently offer AfriPads and Heavy Cup brands, their menstrual pads and cups respectively. And our research shows that reusable products result in fewer health problems for women like UTIs and RTIs. Additionally, there's savings that the families can keep and invest into the school fees for the children, farms, and small businesses. Twende operates in areas where smartphones, electricity is limited. We use already existing systems for communication communication systems including gatherings, radio sessions, enabling access to even those who are too remote or lack resources to access tech media. Through customizable payment plans, we are also able to accommodate those people who have individual and community needs and realities. For the customer, Twende will reduce the cost of menstruation by over 83%, eliminating the food versus menstruation dilemma and enabling investment in essential family needs and growth of the income. Twende's overarching goal is to improve the quality of individuals and gender equality in communities. This is achieved through a two-pronged approach, leveraging the power of women ambassadors, working to ensure that menstrual health information and resources are available, accessible, and affordable. Menstruators are also able to participate in daily decision-making activities and experience better mental and physical health. What we need is high-quality product partners to enable to ship to East Africa to offer an expanded choice of different products to accommodate the different menstrual needs. Through our new research project, we've just moved to a new region in Tanzania, and we need $500,000 to implement Twende in four districts within this new region. With this funding, we will also conduct an impact evaluation with the National Institute of Medical Research and an economic evaluation of Twende packages with the London School of Health and Tropical Medicine. Twende is the better way of doing the business of menstruation. Please visit our website or email us. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kirsten Behaven, and I'm the COO of Kadamimart. At Kadamimart, our mission is to create opportunities for women to live better lives. So the best way to introduce Kadamimart is to introduce one of our sales agents, Miriam, and tell her story. Miriam is from the town of Nada. She's a widow with 4 children, and prior to joining Kadamimart as our sales agent, she was selling vegetables on the side of the road. Since joining Kadamimart, she's received financial literacy training, sales training, and a preset list of quality products she can choose to sell each month. These products include LifeBuoy antibacterial soap, laundry detergents, iodized salts, fortified pastas, sanitary pads, etc. Miriam currently orders about $700 a month, and she generates $100 a month in profit for herself. This profit allowed Miriam to cement her house and finally send all 4 of her children to school. Sales agents like Miriam run their own micro enterprises where they sell products in their communities, and Miriam is our customer. The idea of Kadamimart was born when our CEO and founder was working with the World Bank in rural market activations of solar lamps, where she witnessed a consistent problem, that rural consumers were aware of the products they were promoting, but they had no access to buy the product. She watched every day rural Ethiopians travel long distances to buy products that weren't even worth the time or the money they spent. The challenges involved in reaching rural markets makes rural consumers largely ignored in Ethiopia. However, there's a huge market of over 24 million consumers that need to be better served. At the same time, there's a lack of employment opportunities for women. When it comes to the problem we're trying to solve, we've already introduced you to our women agents who are our customers. Their main problem are limited income opportunities, lack of business acumen, and no startup capital. But there are 2 other important stakeholders for whom we solve problems. Manufacturers like Unilever, for whom it's too expensive to reach rural markets, and rural consumers who face no regular access to quality products and suffer from high prices. With Kadamimart, 3 problems are tackled by 1 solution. The women receive a ready-made business, training, credit facility, and sales support, and she earns 15 to 18% margin on everything she sells. To solve the manufacturer's problem, we have central procurement from 5 manufacturers. We store the products in our 10 regional warehouses and push the product to our rural consumers through our strong sales network of female agents. In the end, the consumer benefits from consistent access to quality products at low prices delivered conveniently to their doorstep. Our team structure makes our unique approach possible. We have a team of 15 people at headquarters supporting regional hub managers, each with a warehouse and a storekeeper. The regional teams supervise 110 village managers who are based in our rural locations and provide daily follow-up to the 3,000 Kadamimart agents. We recruit our agents with the support of the Women's Association in each village. Together, we have over 130 employees, 88% of which are women, servicing our 3,000 female agents. We're most excited about the impact we've been able to generate to date. We have 3,000 female agents. We generated $1.8 million in sales with over $270,000 in profit for these rural women. And doing this, we've given 1.5 million rural Ethiopians access to quality products. A key part of our business model is strong partnerships with whom we create shared value. Unilever, our biggest partner, provides us the products we sell. They're committed to building our channel because they want access to this rural market that has a ton of potential. In fact, they seek to achieve 5% of their growth in Ethiopia from our channel. Since 2018, we've grown on average by 300%. We'll break even by Q1 2022. By 2023, we'll have generated over $8 million in revenue and created jobs for over 5,000 agents. So here are our levers for scale. We know that the biggest drivers for growth are the number of agents and the amount of product they can sell. We increase our profitability by having products that contribute high margin and achieve expense efficiencies through our supply chain. What we need to get there is financing for our agents, diversification of our product basket, an ERP system, and continued talent. And finally, Kramimert has the largest network of rural sales agents, which could lead to new and exciting opportunities. One of which is the exciting prospect of working with new telecom actors, maybe Safaricom, since Ethiopia's privatization. 3 key areas: the ERP system, talent, and expansion. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, Matt. My name is Anthony Chazara. I work for LVCT Health, a non-governmental organization based in Kenya. I'll talk about localization of Oki app, a period tracker app that was developed by girls, and for girls that was first pre-tested in Asia, and we are localizing here in Kenya. Next. What is the issue that we are trying to address here? According to the census of the Kenyan population, we stand at 47 million Kenyans, and half of this population is females. We have minimal attention that is given to menstrual health and hygiene with adolescent girls and reporting. It is shameful to discuss menstruation. It is also that this data we are getting from that it's an adequate access to correct and quality MHM information and services among adolescent girls through digital solutions. Next. So what is the solution and why are we bringing Oki to the fore? Let's play a video.
Hi, welcome to Oki, a period tracker app for girls like you. My name is Ari. Use Oki to get to know you by tracking what's going on with your body and mood every month, and learn about periods in fun ways. Create an account and choose an Oki friend like me to accompany you. We are here for you every step of the way. This is your monthly menstruation cycle. Each shape is a day of the month, and this number is your personal countdown. It shows how many days until your next period, or how many days left of your current period. Track your mood, period flow, body, and activities with emojis on the daily cards. Write in your private diary card. Test your knowledge and take fun quizzes. Check out your calendar and see your whole month at a glance. And check out the Oki menstruation and puberty information to learn new things about your body and health. And don't forget to send me some love. Welcome, friend, to Oki. For
Thank you
girls,
very
by
much.
girls, period.
Thank you very much. Apologies for the technical hitch, but in a nutshell, that is the OK app, and it's available on Google Play. As you can see, it's a very good app that is meant for the girls. Next. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, we are localizing this app to suit the Kenyan context. So I just wanted to say it's unique because it was co-created by the girls. It is a creative, fun, and straight to the girls' mobile phones. It is the girls feel in control because they can actually get to read more information on periods. Next. So these are some of the discussions, the feedback that we are getting from the girls. They're happy about the app. They're actually getting in control of their calendar. They can make decisions based on that. And the future plans that we have here is we are going to pre-test and we are going to launch this in November, on November 19th specifically. And basically we are looking at recruiting more than 1 million girls in a period of 2 years, having enrollment of over 80 OK champions so that they can spread the word out there to other young girls so that they can be able to access this app and download it. We are calling for partnership to. This is basically the milestones that we've had. We started this in June last year, and we are at a level we are going to launch in November next year. And sorry, November this year. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Chukuma Nana, and I work for Toilet Pride. Toilet Pride, at Toilet Pride, we're passionate about improving lives to increase access to water and sanitation. So for the past 4 years, we've been active working with partners to accelerate the sanitation and hygiene coverage in Nigeria through our work in schools and in communities, especially where we're using puppetry to make hand wash an exciting experience for thousands of children in Nigeria, and also ensuring that we remove the barriers affecting the participation of persons with disabilities in wash intervention, among many other interventions we're carrying out to ensure that we address the basic needs facing the people we serve in our communities. And in Nigeria, one of the biggest needs faced by most families is toilets. Yes, toilets. Access to toilets means dignity, yet millions of Nigerians, over 20 million Nigerians, do not understand what dignity means. Instead, they are faced with humiliation, disease, and other negative effects that comes with open defecation. So the big question is, why are families or households struggling to build toilets despite the investment from donors and government? I'll tell you, results from the research findings show clearly that many families have limited awareness on available latrine options and even the prices. Again, current marketing strategies by sanitation businesses leaves much to be desired since they don't target households the way they should. And even when households want to buy toilets, they don't even know who to talk to or where to go to. As a result, many households are struggling and living lives without toilets, a hard life. And this is a big concern for us. But Toilet Pride is responding by promoting market-based approaches to sanitation through our flagship project called the Accelerating Access to Rural Sanitation in Nigeria project, which combines community-led total sanitation, behavioral change communication, and sanitation marketing in a systematic way to increase demand and strengthen supply of sanitation products and services, thereby improving health of millions of Nigerians. Our business model basically leverages on working with local market players to stimulate the demand and supply of sanitation products. Now, this is a big departure from the past where previous effort focused more on just demand generation. Our own effort involves us stimulating the market where we can strike a balance between supply and demand, thereby developing a vibrant marketplace for hygienic sanitation where businesses who are eager to sell affordable, inclusive, and quality sanitation and hygiene products can also meet with consumers who are equally eager to buy. So On one hand, we're empowering toilet business owners to maintain and expand their sanitation business, while on the demand side, we're also developing a vibrant sales force that is linking customers to businesses. And the result is big smiles on the faces of consumers, like the face you see Catherine, who just got our first latrine. So families are finding it easy to now buy the latrine they desire. And we're doing this because we're not just selling products, we're giving families options to open defecation. We're making it easier for families to choose toilet over open defecation, whether they're building a new toilet or they're having an upgrade. Either way, we're making sure families can get access to the aspirational latrines they want and they desire. And so far, we've built a lot of experience and knowledge on the sanitation market in Nigeria. And for us, we're excited from the feedback we have. Within the last few months, our biggest achievement, of course, will be Catherine, who represents the new face of the sanitation market in Nigeria. We're getting more demand for sanitation. In terms of numbers, we commenced sales just the second quarter of this year after investing over 15 months in market research and then coupled the challenges with COVID. But we've been able to sell 53 latrine products in 14 days. Basically start up and we're excited about this, but we're even more excited about what the future holds, because 166 million Nigerians need hygienic toilet in over 700 local governments. And yes, we are ready to take up this challenge to make sure everyone everywhere can get inclusive latrines. But we can't do this alone, and that's why we're talking to you. We're asking you to work with us so we can move 50,000 new households up the sanitation ladder. We want to take them from open defecation to adequate latrines. To do that, we will need to replicate this success in many more communities, in many more local governments, in many more places. And we're asking for the sum of $300,000 to help us take our idea to scale. We're not selling product, we're only facilitating market for sanitation and hygiene products. So we envisage our funding and support revenue will come from donors, from sanitation manufacturing companies and all of that. So this amount will cover the cost of demand creation, will cover trainings, will cover financing for the TBUs, and also supporting tools for our sales agents to come to us. And also thank you for agreeing to join us on this journey to take improved sanitation and toilets to 50 more thousand Caterings out there who need toilets to live better life in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Chukwuma. Thank you very much. Okay, gang, welcome back. For those of you who were in Group B, we had just reached the end of our Q&A, so our apologies to Chukwuma being cut off within the last few seconds of your response. So now we are going to go into our second response. What a great first round of pitches that was. I hope everyone enjoyed that, and it was so great to see the practice pay off for our innovators. So we're going to go into groups C or D. So you will choose either C. We have two innovators in Group C, Thai Tanzania and EcoSoap Bank. And Group D, Smart Girls Foundation Uganda and Sanovation. What we'll do again, there'll be a 5-minute pitch in which you can record questions in chat and or use the survey. And then we'll have 3 minutes for come back here in the main room and shift into a networking event, which will be a lot of fun, where there'll be a chance for you to actually engage directly with the innovators in the breakout room. So make your choice between Group C and Group D, and we'll see you in the breakout rooms in just a moment. Group C or Group D, see you soon.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Mariam Hina, and I am from Thai Tanzania. And at Thai Tanzania, our vision is to ensure that every young person in Tanzania has access to education, and you will find out how we do it. So I am from Tanzania, and I was fortunate enough as an adolescent to have access to proper sanitary products during my menstruation. But the reality is not everyone has the same experience as I do. So meet Lucy. Lucy is a young girl among 16% of other girls in Tanzania who do not have access to sanitary products during her menstruation. Not only that, she faces fear, embarrassment, stigma, and negative comments and experiences due to the negative norms that we have set in our country. So how do we fight these traditions? But before then, it's important to know that the average living age for girls in Tanzania is 16 years of age. Now you can imagine, by this time, the young girl has not even finished her secondary education, and ultimately it distorts her dreams. She cannot really do much, and she faces many challenges, and she cannot be a part of the social and economic development, not just of Tanzania, but also of the globe. So then, what are the different solutions that many people have come up with? There's class lectures to give proper knowledge about the topic. There's giving access to wash facilities, as well as access to sanitary products. But now, how do we change the mindsets and behaviors of our community that actually bring about these problems and bring about the lack of discussions to solve the problems? How do we spark effective dialogue and inspire change within our communities? This is how we do it. We have taken a different turn of using storytelling for social change within our communities. Stories are powerful, from the olden age when stories were told under a tree, and to now when we can use 3D animations, radio dramas, and create amazing comic books that are not only educational, but also entertaining. Do you see how we are able to really grab the attention of adolescents and parents and many other people in the community? Not just grab their attention, but keep it as well, and keep the stories running and inspire this change within them. So within our organization, we use the human-centered design approach. What does this mean? This basically means that our stories don't come from us. Our stories come from the community. They are real stories that inspire real change. So far, as you can see on the screen, we have been able to reach more than 8,000 students through our school outreach programs. We have also reached more than 20,000 people within our community. Yes, that is definitely true. That is what we have done so far. And the demand for our content continues to be greater and greater every day. And guess what? You too can join us on this amazing journey. Meet Ngeti, you can see her on the screen. She is the superhero, and she goes into her community to tell people about the various issues, not just menstrual health and hygiene, but other sexual reproductive health issues like child marriage and teenage pregnancies that really impact and distort the girl child's dream, but not only the girl child, but also the boy child within our community. So we want to create more 3D animations, radio dramas, as well as a comic book, so that when we go into these urban communities, we do not live with our animations, we do not live with our stories, but we leave them with something to keep on playing in their minds. And this project will cost around $150,000. It will be implemented within 3 regions in Tanzania and reach more than 50,000 students, as well as more than 10 million people online. So you may be wondering, what do our beneficiaries think? There are so many comments, but these are just a few of the comments that keep us going as an organization and help us see the need for the stories that we tell, for the animations that we create. Our animations, our stories are not just there for entertainment. Yes, they entertain and they allow for adolescents to have these conversations and make sure that they really are part of the change, rather than us coming into the community and forcing that change or creating that change from the outside. So far we have worked with many different organizations, and we really do appreciate their support. And we would love for you to also join the journey. We have worked with UNFPA, with UNICEF, with UNESCO, with Seagull, and many amazing foundations that continue to support us and really trust in our work. So I'd like to tell you much in Swahili. It would be great for you to also come out of this presentation knowing a couple of Swahili words. So asante is thank you, sana is very much, and we are so excited for you to choose to become a friend of TAI and join us on this amazing journey to transform communities for the better. Thank you very much.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Samir Lakhani, and I'm joined by Trisha Chirambole, and we are directors at the nonprofit organization Eco Soap Bank. At Eco Soap Bank, our mission is very simple but powerful. We employ women in developing countries to recycle leftover soap from factories, which is then redistributed to people in need in order to reduce disease and save lives. Eco Soap Bank was founded in a single moment of inspiration. While traveling through rural Cambodia, I witnessed something that I would never forget. I saw a village woman there bathing her newborn son, but unfortunately, she was scrubbing his skin with laundry detergent, an affordable yet toxic alternative to bar soap, something that we would all probably take for granted. It turns out that this problem extends well beyond Cambodia. Nearly 3 billion people around the world don't have regular access to bars of soap at home. And what's worse is that almost 800 million children go to schools without soap and water there either. Meanwhile, soap factories around the world throw away about 25,000 metric tons of brand new soap waste going directly into landfills. That's about 250 million bars of soap going right into the trash every year. So we decided to do something about it. Eco Soap Bank employs economically disadvantaged women to recycle this leftover waste stream from factories, which is then redistributed at affordable prices to people who previously couldn't afford it, or to organizations serving humanitarian or vulnerable populations. The product, of course, is called Eco Soap, and because we receive raw materials for free, or factories pay us for our recycling services, we're actually able to manufacture soap at a fraction of the usual cost, passing those savings on to our end users. Typically, Eco Soap is between 40 and 60% cheaper than what's available on retail shelves. And what's more is that the product is environmentally sustainable. It's made entirely by women. And when packaged, it includes 100% biodegradable packaging. Over the last 7 years, we have received significant traction and impact, including reaching over 6 million people with soap. And also, early studies have shown an increase of 45% from pre to post Eco Soap intervention. And what's more, Trisha and I are most proud of the opportunity to create 160 gainful employment opportunities for women in 5 developing countries. We have become the go-to and leading soap waste management solution for many of the largest brands in the world, including the ones you see on your screen here. So what's next? In order for us to reach our next level of scale and impact, we are looking for people in the audience who represent NGOs, community-based organizations, or have a large network of NGO partners who can help us gather feedback and test an innovative new soap product called Soap Play. Soap Play is soap made in fun shapes and sizes designed specifically for children in order to facilitate hygiene behavior change and also to make hand washing fun. If anyone in the audience represents an NGO, a humanitarian organization, a distributor, or otherwise, we are looking for large-scale partnerships to procure and redistribute Eco Soap at scale across Asia and Africa. And if you're a part of the larger foundation community or donor community, we are looking for one-time CapEx funding at the level of 200,000 USD in order to purchase soap making equipment that will help us reach 14 million unique. If you are a small scale donor, one important metric to know is that it costs us $3,000 to employ a woman with benefits per year as well. In order to get in touch and continue the conversation, please reach out at ecosoapbank.org or look from a follow-up from the DUIA class. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jamila Mayanja, the founder and team leader at Smart Girls Foundation Uganda, a social enterprise that empowers girls and women. We empower girls like Mildred, a young girl that we met at the age of 13 years old, already a teenager. Hi, my name is Jamila Mayanja, the founder and team leader at Smart Girls Foundation Uganda, a social enterprise that empowers girls and women, girls like Mildred, that we founded at the age of 13 years old, already a teenage mother, and in a very violent relationship. Most of girls get into a situation like Mildred because they drop out of school really early. And why they drop out of school is because they lack what to use during their menstruation periods and also decide to ask for money to get what to use during their menstruation period. 29% of these girls, of the adolescent girls, miss 4 to 8 days per cycle. And another 24% of that girls are being stigmatized whenever they sold their uniforms. As a result, they opt to stay at home until after their period. I'm among the girls, like these 24%, who went through the stigmatization when I was at the age of 9 when I started my periods. And this led me to start and innovate a bag called the smart bag. But before I innovated the smart bag, I used to give out reusable pads, and I noticed these girls, even when I gave them reusable pads, they were still staying out of school. The reason was by the time they couldn't afford reusable pads, they didn't have as simple as a bag to carry these reusable pads to conveniently use them at school. So they rather use them at home. So we innovated the smart bag to give them convenience to use these reusable pads. The smart bag is a comprehensive menstrual hygiene kits or backpackers with educational programming designed with and for girls in Uganda. A bag is sold and distributed with a pack of reusable pads, a menstrual health management booklet, pads sewing kit, and now a plan to add a solar powered tablet because of the issue of COVID that has been happening for the girls staying in school. We first innovated the first bag you see there in cloth in pink, but we noticed the bag with our first innovation was all cloth, and when the girls would walk to school, the content would get wet when it was the rainy season. So we innovated the bags to recycle plastic waste, to make the recycled smart bag, to make it waterproof. And later on, we noticed the girls also needed light when accessing wash facilities at night, and also later when it's dark to read their books. So we also decided to add a solar panel on the back to make the recycled solar smart bag to give the girls access to light. And also later we noticed the girls in slum areas, as much as they had bags, and also the older women needed access to these smart bags, but all they needed is where to carry these pads. We decided to also innovate the menstrual toilet bag. So what I need you to think about, access to electricity in 2013 at national level in Uganda is very low, with 15%, but only 7% in rural areas. So the solar panel becomes very handy for not only the girls, but also the households they live in. What makes us unique? It's a very simple product that gives a 360 solution to menstrual hygiene and easy access to power for girls. It achieves the goal to absolutely keep a girl in school during her menses, because it creates convenience for them to carry their pads, and also later their used reusable pads back home to be able to wash them and maintain their menstrual health hygiene. We care about the environment, so we're recycling plastic waste in the bags. And this is a very impactful business, which is very sustainable. With each bag we sell, we make another we give out for free. Our beneficiaries and impact are young adolescent girls ages 9 to 14 years of age from rural and urban rural areas, with families surviving on less than $10. That doesn't mean they're the only ones that can use these bags. What means is that we are able to help these girls while even helping the girls in the middle class, though they need them more than those who are in the middle class. To date, we have sold more than 10,000 bags through business to business. Some of our clients have been UNFPA and Serena Hotels, etc. B2C through shops and pharmacies. We've impacted over 30,000 people in Uganda and employed 20 women in need of work to make these bags, because we train them from scratch, and we make sure that each woman who makes more than 50 bags can be able to leave room for another woman we could hire. We've cleaned the slum areas by recycling plastic waste and picked from the drainage areas. Our ask and traction. We ask for a grant or investment of $81,000 for production of over 9,000 bags. We want this grant to scale in Limpopo of South Africa, as invited by the Golden Eagles Foundation, partners located in Pretoria. The Polokwane municipality in South Africa is ready to work with us to maximize impact and sales of the smart bags. Return of investment is presumed to be in the first year, and 9,000 more girls will be impacted in Africa. And this is how we plan to spend that money, through setup and equipment, raw material, travel, branding, and sales. Thank you so much. Join us to absolutely keep girls in school during their messes. You can contact us on those numbers, and be sure that when you invest in us, you'd have invested in a very passionate team ready to achieve greatness to keep girls in school. Thank you.
Great, perfect. Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Nandita Kotwal, and I'm the Business Development Manager for Sanovation. Also joining me today is my colleague, Shadrach Omwenga. Sanovation partners with governments and utilities to create clean, productive, and healthy cities in Africa. And we do this through our flagship innovation, which converts human waste into biomass or fuel briquettes, which burn 2 times more efficiently than your traditional firewood. So what is the problem we're trying to solve here? 90% of the waste in East Africa is not treated. And this has serious consequences. You'll see this in unhealthy communities, especially the impact on children under 5 years. It causes environmental pollution, and mostly it impacts economic growth. And this is in addition to cities rapidly urbanizing. So who are the 2 major players under pressure here? So the gap lies between utilities, especially in Kenya, which have a new mandate of sanitation, and they were previously only tasked with water supply. So even if they have the intention of delivering sanitation services, they don't necessarily always have the technical know-how. And the governments or the development finance institutions such as the World Bank and UN, for example, who want to fund bankable projects, but often find a gap there. You'll see that around 1 billion a year is set aside for treatment plants, and still they fail. And we have more information on this from Ghana, from a WaterAid study, where 80% of the treatment plants failed within the first 2 years of construction. So this is where we see the opportunity, and this is where we come in at Sanovation. We act as a trustworthy partner and bridge the gap between customer utilities and these funding organizations. And we do that through 4 main product offerings. I've already talked about the waste to value treatment plant, but we also offer inclusive master planning and citywide inclusive sanitation services, organized waste collection, and are recently venturing into municipal solid waste management. And we developed this long-term relationship with our partners, and we see this as a massive opportunity of over 20 million a year. As of 2021, we've been in 5 cities, and you'll see some of our impact numbers. But a fun picture here on the right is of our super logs, our biomass briquettes, which our team, along with the government team in Naivasha, our pilot treatment site, is holding. And so far, we have $4.2 million in revenue. This comes from our contracting fuel sales. So this is our pilot plant, and this is just a snapshot of our operationally sustainable treatment plant. And you'll see some of the impact numbers here, which are very important. Over 2,000 tons of waste safely treated, or 3,500 tons of treated waste sold, and we offset carbon along the way. But most importantly, personally, this is also the innovation I'm most excited about. I used to be in Washington, D.C. working at the World Bank, and this is when I decided to join Sanovation. This was the innovation that caught my eye. And I really personally believe this is very scalable if done rightly. You can see our portfolio here, and I really like this slide because you can see we started with 2 cities in Kakuma and Naivasha in Kenya, and we've grown after that. We've grown to over 5 cities, and most importantly, these are governments who keep giving us repeat contracts. So we've developed this relationship with governments. We're also in Nigeria currently, and the plan for 2024 is to scale to over 9 cities, as you can see. And we've received some global recognition along the way by the Ministry of Water and Sanitation. We've received innovation awards from the World Bank. We've been presenters at their forums for the UN as well. And we were also recently featured in a Netflix documentary along with Matt Damon and other water organizations. To scale to 7 cities by 2023, we're raising 3.5 million in capital. We've already closed and committed about 2.8 million, but are looking for leading investors for 1.7 million. And this will go towards working capital, sales and management costs, which will ultimately make us cash flow positive by 2023. I realize we're out of time, so I will say thank you and happy to answer any questions.
Welcome back, everybody. I know there was a bit of a brisk return to plenary. Our apologies to Nandita in Group D, who was just describing her response to my question. If anybody would like to hear more from Nandita or any of our innovators, in a few moments, we're going to have breakout for a networking session where you can follow up and join directly with them. So first of all, that was just amazing. So many great pitches. Really hope you enjoyed meeting our wonderful innovators. Remember, if you have feedback that you weren't able to offer or questions you'd like to ask, please fill out that survey that's in chat, because we'll share that with the innovators. Also be able to connect you directly with them if you'd like. Thank you to our incredible innovators who pitched out their hearts and did such an amazing job. And thank you to all of you for joining us and offering feedback and questions as we went through. In a moment, as we shift into our networking session, what's going to happen is each innovator will have their own breakout room labeled with the name of the venture. And so you can click into, by going into the breakout rooms, you can click into any of those that you'd like to be able to chat with them more. We're also going to have a breakout room, which we're calling a water cooler. And just like any conference, that would be like as if you're at the snack table or the water cooler, and a chance to speak with other folks who are here today. So feel free to select into that as well. And so in a few moments, we will open those breakouts. But let me conclude really briefly by saying we so appreciate you joining us today, everyone. We're going to have 30 minutes in which you can have this networking. We're going to close the networking at 10:28. We'll offer one or two closing comments back in plenary, but stay in this Zoom session. You'll see the breakout rooms pop up. And thank you to our partners at UNICEF and UNICEF USA. Any of those of you who can't stay with us for the networking, we look so forward to engaging with you soon. I encourage you to follow the great work of these two cohorts and look for potentially a next cohort in the months ahead. So really appreciate your time together. Stay tuned for a moment, gang. We will open up breakouts for chatting, and then you're also welcome to join us at the water cooler as well. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Plenary. Wow, that was great. And we really hope you were energized and had a good chance to meet our amazing innovators and connect, learn a little bit more. You know, so hard to get everything across in just 5 minutes and 3 minutes of Q&A. And some of that even got clipped in some cases. So really hope you had a chance to meet our inspiring innovators. Many of you may have received beforehand the lookbook with contact information for each of these innovators. Feel free to reach out to them directly. Also, though, we have posted a link to that if you did not receive that. And we've also posted in chat a link to our survey where, again, you can ask questions or provide comments and request a direct connection to any of these innovators. There's also a question or two in there if you want more information about the Accelerator, or if you'd like to be of a service to the Accelerator as a mentor or anything like that. So that's always a chance to do that. And with that, I'd really like to especially call out our colleagues on the Duke-UNICEF Innovation Accelerator team, to Taylor, to Madison, to Christian. The three of you especially did a wonderful job curating some amazing events all week long, in addition to this pitch session. So my thanks and everybody's thanks to Taylor, Madison, Christian, for the great work that you did, for our other colleagues at UNICEF and the U.S. Fund for UNICEF for all you do to support us, our colleagues at the Duke Innovation and Entrepreneurship Initiative, our communications team, our leadership and so forth. Thank you all. And most of all, thank you to the innovators for opening your organizations, your hearts to this amazing network. We hope that you see this network as a great value to you and to the impact you're going to continue to achieve and scale in the years ahead as we go forward. And wherever you are, morning, afternoon, evening, thank you for spending time with us today. We look forward to engaging with you in the future. Thanks all. And with that, that concludes our second annual Social Innovation Forum of the Duke-UNICEF Innovation Accelerator. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.